I recall my dad not being too involved in anything we did or really in our life other than just being a disciplinarian. I remember that he beat me when I was 9 years old with the belt so bad I couldn't go to school the next day. So he was a very abusive, physically abusive father. The summer going into my senior year in high school, we found out my dad had cancer. My dad ended up passing away that next February, my senior year of high school, which was supposed to be one of the best years of my life. It was one of the most dark and confusing times. So he passed away, and shortly after he passed away, I started dabbling and drinking and smoking pot. I got married when I was about 24. I quickly made my way up the ladder with a construction company. And I was a functioning drug addict, alcoholic. Didn't know it at the time, of course. I just thought it was normal, and that's what everybody did. And had 2 kids when I was 27, and then 29. Oldest son, and then a daughter. Life was really good. Never got in trouble. My drug use was always there, almost on a daily. It was either doing crank, which is methamphetamines, or drinking, one or the other. When I got to be about 43, my drug use really took me over, and it was time for a life change. So my wife was from the Boise area. We always loved coming here and visiting, so we just packed up and sold our house and moved here. 2005, and things were really good. I was able to quit doing the drugs, but what I did do was pick up drinking more intensely. 2015, I went to the railroad's HR department and told them I had a serious drinking problem, needed help. So at that point is when I identified myself as an alcoholic, and I needed help. So the next 5 years were spent going to rehab, short periods of sobriety. This pattern continued for me till about 2019. I would be sober for maybe 3 or 4 month stints, and then I'd relapse really hard. The last 4 times I relapsed, I ended up in ICU all 4 times. Twice, I almost actually died. Severe blood clotting. I was scared that I wasn't scared. It didn't bother me. I didn't want to, at that point, I didn't really want to be here anymore, to be honest. I had alienated my whole family. You know, they did everything they could for me to support me, and over and over, I just disappointed them, so they had to kind of step away from me. I mean, I slowly gave away everything to that addiction, alcoholism. I didn't care anymore. I just cared about drinking and wanting to forget. I drank to forget everything. The end of July, I ended up in ICU one more time. I had spent 18 days in my truck just drinking, and ran out of money, so I was going to go to the detox center over at Allen Bauhaus. They were full, couldn't take me anyway, so I ended up going to St. Al's, and they kept me in for 6 days. I had nowhere to go, and they asked me where I wanted to go, and they suggested I come here again at the Boise Rescue Mission. So I did, and that's when I looked into joining the NLP program. It can happen to anybody, that's for sure, and it does. This mission there's living proof that it happens. And it's just a blessing that there's a place for us to go and come and rebuild our life. It's a lot of hard work. there. If you really, really seek it, it's there. And it's amazing. There's some awesome people in this mission that really want to see us and anybody get better. The compassion is awesome. It's unreal. It really is. And I've always been one that isolates, or I put all the weight of myself on myself and don't really reach out to people. So it's helped me out a lot to reach out to people. That's not something I ever did before. Without the donations, this couldn't be possible. Boy, it's scary to think where I would be. From as a young kid, I looked at God like I looked at my father, as a disciplinary, not as a loving father. So I always kind of ran from God. Boy, chase after God. He's there, wait. Seek God, for sure. God's working in me daily. Daily, God's working in me. It's amazing.